Welcome time travelers, and welcome new time travelers. As always, if you're new to this channel and enjoy learning about history, one event at a time, then don't forget to hit that like button, comment, and subscribe. Without further ado, let's get into it. Today we're going to start out in 1509 with the death of Henry VII. His eldest surviving son assumes the British throne as Henry VIII. 17 years later, in 1526, Babur, the ruler of Kabul, led Mongol forces to victory against Sultan Babur London, establishing the Mongol dynasty in India. Now, all these different dynasties and these different countries, I will get into in some of my later videos. Now, let's make a stop in 1782 when Friedrich Kobel, German educational reform and the founder of the kindergarten, was born in Oberwaldsbach, Thüringen. Now, in 1789, John Adams was sworn in as the first Vice President of the United States, 9 days before George Washington's presidential inauguration. On this date in 1800, French forces under General Jean-Baptiste Kleber recaptured Cairo and initiated the brief French occupation of Egypt. 1830 brought us James Stirling, an inventor and the father of the bicycle industry, was born in Albourne, Sussex, England. 6 years later, in 1836, when General Sam Houston led 800 Texans to victory over the Mexican army of 1,500 under General Antonio Lopez de Santa Anna, in the Battle of San Huantingo, ensuring the Texas independence from Mexico. 1838 is when American naturalist and writer John Moore, who was an advocate of the U.S. forest conservation, was largely responsible for the establishment of both Susquehanna National Park and Yosemite National Park in California, was born in Scotland. We are now going to make a stop in 1918 when Manfred Freiherr Baron von Wittgenstein, Germany's top flying ace in World War I, was shot down and killed during a battle near Amiens, France. 1934 is when the Daily Mail printed a photograph that reportedly depicted a small head and neck of the Loch Ness Monster. The iconic image, widely known as the Surgeon's photograph, sparked an international sensation, but was later revealed to be a hoax. When I read this to you guys, I could actually picture that newspaper article. I don't remember exactly where I seen that, but I distinctly could actually see that. Moving on to 1966, when the Ethiopian Emperor Haile Selassie I, believed to be the second coming of the Christ of many Baptist, arrived in Jamaica for a visit, an event since celebrated annually in Rasfar as Coronation Day or Coronation Day. I'm not sure exactly what that is. 11 years later, in 1977, Annie, a popular musical based on the newspaper comic strip Little Orphan Annie, first opened in Broadway. On this day in 1986, in a much hyped television special, American journalist Geraldo Rivera opened a vault that was found to be in the former headquarters of Chicago gangster Al Capone. However, he had estimated 30 million estimated 30 million TV viewers discovered that it was empty. 1990 brought us Russian-born artist and fashion designer Ertin, a major figure in Art Deco, who created spectacular costumes and design for French music hall revenues, passed away at the age of 97. French President Jacques Chirac forced a re-election challenge on this day in 2002 from extremist Jean-Marie Le Pen in the first round of presidential voting, but 2 weeks later handedly defeated him to win a second term. And finally, in 2016, is when American musician Prince, who created groundbreaking music that fused funk, rhythm and blues, rock and roll, and pop, and was one of the biggest stars in the 1980s and 90s, passed away at the age of 57 from an accidental overdose of fentanyl, a powerful opioid. And with that, we return to 2024 and our current history. Until next time.